Today we are going to study the residential status because once we have dealt with this definition of tax, what we have seen that tax is a liability levied and collected by a government, okay, on an SSC. That means government decide, okay, how much will be the rate of tax, who is going to collect the tax, right? When they are going to collect the tax. Like this time they have extended the due date. So it is all government decision. It is their control on an SSC. SSC, I think we have seen the definition. Okay, person who are liable to pay tax. Person definition also we have seen. This is very important. Resident in India. Resident in India. For their taxable income, I think we have classified heads of income also. How many heads of income we have? How many heads of income we have as per as income tax? Yes, 4 is wrong answer. There are 5 heads of income. Which are those? Which are those heads of income? Just write first name, like as for salary and like that. Can I have your answer, please? Salary, business and profession. Okay, Samida has given me answer. Salary, house, property. So already we got 3 heads. That is salary, business, profession and house property. Yes. Sanya has given right answer. Salary, business, profession, capital gain, house property and other sources. Pankaj also. Yes. With the example he has stated. Very correct. Very correct. That means you have studied. You all are studying. Thank you very much. Which should be earned in previous year. What is the previous year for all of us? What is the previous year for all of us? 1920. And assessment computed in assessment year. So you will find in this definition everything we have gone through. Okay. So what is left? How to decide resident of India. Okay. How a person or an SSC to be decided as resident to India. I think this note, the study material which is there with you has defined everything with the section, like income has been defined under section 2 subsection 24 of Income Tax Act. Section 4 is chargeable section which decide what will be the tax. It is charging section. Section 7 to 9 deciding scope of income. Section 2 subsection 31 of income tax deciding the definition of person. Section 2 subsection 7 of income tax is defining assessee. Section 2 subsection 9 of income tax is defining assessment year. Section 3 of Income Tax Act is defining previous year. Now today we are going to refer section 6 of Income Tax Act, which decides residential status of an individual SSC. So it states residential status of an individual SSC is purely based on number of days you are residing in India. Number of days residing in India. It is irrespective of what is your citizen, from which country you belongs, etc., etc. If you are residing in India, you will be considered as resident to India. But how much we should reside? Okay. How many days we should reside? That is all explained under section 6 of Income Tax Act. So section 6 subsection 1 clause A states individual should be in India for 182 days or more. If it is there in the previous year, they will be resident to India. If not, then they will be known as non-resident to India. Either resident or non-resident. Non-resident is not a new word for you. You must have heard this word. NRI. Have you heard? NRI word you have heard? What is the abbreviation of NRI? Thank you, thank you. Riya, Sani, Rohan, everyone is getting. Vaishnavi. What is the full form of NRI? Yes. Samidha, Aradhya, everyone is getting. Yes, non-resident Indian. So this word has came from the Income Tax Act only. This word has came from Income Tax Act only. And that too also from section 6 of Income Tax Act, which defines individual residential status. Any residential status of an individual SSC. Today we are going to focus only for an individual SSC. For other SSC like firm, company, there are other conditions which we will be discussing later on. So this is your basic condition. Basic condition is explained under section 6 subsection 1 of Income Tax Act. And what it states, if an individual SSC is in India for 182 days or more during previous year, I think you know your previous year. What is the previous year? 2019-20, he will be directly resident to India. If not, non-resident. But there is or. Either 182 days or more. If not, then individual should be in India for 60 days or more. For 60 days or more. That is explained under section 6 subsection 1 clause B subclause 1 of Income Tax Act. So either 182 days or 60 days. Either of this. But if you are fulfilling 60 days, then there is a condition of and. 60 days and what? He should be there in India for 365 days or more in 4 immediate preceding previous year. So excluding this previous year, if it is your previous year is 1920, then 18-19, 17-18, 16-17 and 15-16 will be your 4 immediate preceding previous year. Okay, excluding this previous year. I hope you understood. So either 182 days, if not, then 60 days in previous year and 365 days in preceding 4 previous year. This is explained under section 6 subsection 1 clause A. This is explained under section 6 subsection 1 clause B subclause 1, and this is there under section 6 subsection 1 clause B subclause 2 of Income Tax Act. Okay, there are certain amendment of these section. They are stating these are exempted. Who are exempted? If Indian citizen leaves India for employment, going abroad, then they can stay 60 days, but they should not stay more than 182 days. Okay, otherwise they will become resident. If there is Indian crew member for Indian ship, okay, that is why you must have seen that merchant navy people 6 months they work in India, they are there in ship, and 6 months they are having vacation. Or any Indian citizen of Indian origin comes up for India for visit. Okay. So citizenship is totally different than the residential status. Citizenship is there for 3 generations: grandparents, parents, and child. Like if we'll take the example of Dr. Manmohan Singh, who is the ex-president of Prime Minister of India, his citizenship is of Pakistan because he has born on undivided India in Lahore. And if we'll take Mr. Pervez Musharraf, who was the president of Pakistan, his citizenship is of India because he has born near Agra. So citizenship has nothing to do with residential status. Residential status purely depends how many days you are residing in India. So for them, only one condition, 182 days, not 60 days. Okay? And 365 days. These two are important. I hope this things is clear. Then, additional condition, which is there under section 6, subsection 6 of Income Tax Act. Under section 6, subsection 6, clause A states there should be 2 times resident in preceding 10 previous year. So once it is resident, then we will try to see whether they are ordinary resident or not. Okay? And here it is and. That means both the condition need to be satisfied. 730 days or more during 7 immediate preceding previous year. So these are the condition for an individual SSE to decide whether they are resident to India or not. Okay. These are certain important point. Every year you have to decide whether they are resident or not. Okay. Need to be stay in India throughout the year. 24 hours is equal to 1 day. Time of arrival and departure will be considered, because this kind of question we are going to take up. And if it is a leap year, consider 29 days. Okay. So what we have seen is there even in our textbook also. Person SSE, which is defined under section 2 subsection 31, can have 2 type of residential status. Either they can be resident or non-resident. The definition of resident is there under section 2 subsection 42 of Income Tax Act. That is not very important, but you should know. Okay, and non-resident subsection 30. So this is what they have explained. Either you are resident or non-resident. Once you are resident, then again there are sub-classification. Whether you are resident or ordinary resident, resident but not ordinary resident. Okay, so either you are resident or non-resident. If resident, then you could be ordinary or non-ordinary. Resident things will be decided under section 6 subsection 1 of Income Tax Act. Ordinary and non-ordinary is explained under section 6 subsection 6 of Income Tax Act. To recollect and remember this table, which is there in the textbook, is very, very important. And we are going to refer as well when we will solve our questions. And this book is available on website. Please go and study. You should not have excuse, sir, we don't have book, how I can study, how I can do the homework, assignment, etc. It is available. I have made it available for you. Go and study. Okay. See, section 6, these are the basic condition. Under section 6, subsection 1 of Income Tax Act. Section 6, subsection 1, clause A. Stay in India for 182 days or more during previous year. What is previous year? 1920. Okay. Or if not 182 days, then section 6, subsection 1, clause B, subclause 1. Section 6, subsection 1, clause B, subclause 1. Stay in India during previous year for 60 days or more. And section 6, subsection 1, clause B, subclause 2. That is why I have asked you to Keep your notebook. Start writing these conditions. Very, very important. Definitely there will be a question on residential status. So section 6, subsection 1, clause B, subclause 2. What it states? Stay in India for preceding 4 previous year for 365 days or more. If it is there, then they will be resident. If not, then non-resident. If not, then non-resident. And once you are resident, then I will go for additional condition. What is additional condition? Which is explained under section 6, subsection 6 of Income Tax Act. And what it decides? Section 6, subsection 6, clause A. At least 2 times resident in 10 preceding previous year. Okay. And that means these both conditions are important. Either or may, either you can satisfy this condition or you need to satisfy this condition. But there is an exemption of this condition. Which are those exemption? If you are going for an employment, if you are there as a crew member of Indian ship, if you are employed abroad and coming India for visit, then this condition is not applicable. Then you have to be 182 days and 365 days. Why such kind of benefit is given? Because, you know, in abroad, your payment will always be, credited after deducting the tax. And in India, even we have refer section 6, section 10, double taxations are not allowed. So that is why those amendment has been made. So if you're going abroad for employment, you can very much be there too. See, 2 months for other formalities only to get your visa, to get your passport only it will require. So that is why they are stating 2 months, okay, but don't be there more than 6 months. Then there is no exemption to anyone. Okay, along with this, what is other condition? They should be there for 365 days in preceding 4 previous year. So these were the exemptions to section 6, subsection 1, clause B, subclause 1, and section 6, subsection 1, clause B, subclause 2 of the Act. Additional condition, there are no exemptions. It is as it is. Okay. Section 6, subsection 6, clause A, 2 times resident in 10 preceding previous year. Section 6, subsection 6, clause B, 730 days or more in preceding 7 previous year. If so, you will be resident. If no, then you will not be non-ordinary resident. So if you are satisfying first condition, you will become resident. If you are unable to satisfy this, then resident but non-ordinary. Any of the condition. If you are not able to satisfy both the additional condition, or you are unable to satisfy any of the condition, you will be non-resident. But if this 2 condition is also satisfied, then your status will be resident and ordinary resident. So what kind of status we have seen for an individual SSC? Either it will be resident or non-resident, or resident, ordinary resident, resident but non-ordinary resident. We are going to use this abbreviation only throughout the year for all the topics. And as it was rightly stated in the notes or the material bridge course what I have given, literally in every question for every SSC, we are going to decide their residential status, because residential status is going to decide how much tax liability they need to pay. So your status will be either resident or non-resident. How you can become the resident? 182 days in previous year. Okay. If not 60 days and 365 days in preceding previous year. If nothing is there, then non-resident. Once you are resident, we will check whether you are ordinary resident or non-ordinary resident. How we can decide whether you are ordinary resident or not? We will go for additional condition, which is there under section 6, subsection 6 of Income Tax Act. And what it states? It states that you should be 2 times resident in 10 preceding previous year, and you should be in India for 730 days or more in 7 preceding previous year. If you are satisfying both the condition, you will be a resident and ordinary resident. If you are unable to satisfy any of this condition or both the condition, then you will be resident but non-ordinary resident. Can you tell me quickly, if suppose I'm taking this example only for Mr. Xavier, who is residing in India for 50 days in previous 10 years, 50 days, 50 days. Then what will be his residential status? What will be the residential status of Mr. Xavier if he reside only 50 days? NRI is wrong answer. NRI is non-resident. Yes, NR is right answer. NR is right answer. And this abbreviation you will find in all textbook. Very correct, very correct, very correct. Okay, but if the Mr. Xavier is residing for 200 days, 200 days. Yes. Yes. Very, very correct answer. Resident, 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 resident. Very correct. Now you might ask, sir, why we are deciding all this? See, I'll tell you. Let us again, I'll take you to the live example of yours. Till when you are going to pay the fees to the college? Get me the answer. Till when you are going TY is right answer. Third year, semester 6. Yes. After that, till graduation. After that, you are not going to pay the fees to the college. Very, very correct answer. Why? Because after that, you are not going to avail and you are not going to use the benefit or the services of the college. Okay. So till TY, you are paying the fees to the college. Same, you being the student, SSC being the taxpayer, till then, till the period they are residing in India, they will be paying the tax. Once they are not residing, even though it is Indian, you have rightly stated NRIs are not paying direct tax to India. Okay, got it? The second thing which I would like to know, that means it decide what is your status. Right now your status is student. Once you have cleared your TY, it will be ex-student of Thakur College. Yes or no? Similarly, if they are residing in India, they are resident. If they are non-residing in India, non-resident to India. That is why they are not paying tax. And it is acceptable by the government also. Don't pay, not required. Okay? Then only student decide, only your status as a student decide what is the fees to be paid, or there are further classification required. For example, Fees for every student of Thakur College is common or same? Every student pays same amount of fees? Yes, very right answer. Sanya, Shikha, Ruchi, Vaishnavi, Ashmita, Hinal. No, no one, everyone is not paying same amount. Yes, it differ from department to department. In which department they are pursuing their course. Junior fees is different, degree fees is different, degree commerce fees is different, degree science fees is different, degree commerce also BCom fees is different than BAF. BAF fees is different than BMS. BMS fees is different than BBI. So further classification is also required. That is why further we have the classification to charge the tax. Okay, once you are student or once you are resident, we decide you will be liable to pay. But which type of resident? Once you are a student, you will be charged. Do the college charge for everyone who are coming with you? Suppose at the time of admission also you come with the, or sometime your friends are also coming. Yes, very correct. No. Pankaj, Aradhya, Ruchi, even your friends are coming who are not. Yes, only to the student. So same logic goes for income tax also. They charge only to the resident. And then there are different chargeability on the status of different resident. So first we decide whether you are resident or non-resident, R or NR. Once it is decided, like whether you are student or non-student. Once you have defined, okay, student, then again I will check which type of student. Are you student of junior college? No. Are you student of degree college? Junior science, junior commerce, degree science, degree commerce. In commerce, further classification. Okay, BCom, BBI, BFM. And then only I can charge the fees. Similarly, after this all classification, only government or any one charge tax from an SSC, which is required. That is why this kind of classification we have given to you all. Okay. So classification states that individual SSC has two type of status. Either they can be resident or non-resident. If they are resident, further classification is required. Whether they are ordinary resident or non-ordinary resident. Then what will be further? We will discuss in scope of total income. That's explained under section 7 to 9 of Income Tax Act. Okay, that's very, very important. Now, this table is very important. Everything is there in your book. You can revise, you can practice whatever I have discussed, all the definitions, everything is there. If we will take up how much time is left? All the definitions. And it's very simple to get this. Just now I've shown you the residential status, dividend definition. This everything is there. Few things are there in your bridge course material also. Income, previous year, assessment year, as per section it is defined with example, with explanation. And it's very easy to get. How? I'll let you know. Just put my name. First result, they will show this only. Google. There are many other things. Don't go with all this. Okay. First result. Go there. And in here, there are many things. See, there are within a week more than 11,000 people has visited. These are the open sources. If you want to read more, you can do that. But for you, I think this is more than sufficient. There are other things about research and all. But for you, this segment is very important. And this will not going to occupy the space. Junior degree, everything is available. FA6, FA7, FA5, all books are available. FY, SY, TY. And if you'll go to that book, why I'm telling you, because you are not having access right now to the library, to the bookstore. You will just download. Anytime, anywhere you can study. Same thing. Go and study. With objective question, with full length question. See. So I tried my level best that all students should have accessibility where they should have the accessibility anytime, anywhere. Yes, Pankaj, but do you know, we should give the thanks to your seniors. They have edited. Your seniors. So I give them also opportunity. So I am thankful because see, these books has to be changed every year. Few of the old books, it will be as it is, no changes. Like cost accounting, financial accounting, changes are not required. But in taxation, every year changes are required. So again, please revise residential status of an individual SSE. And tomorrow onwards, we are going to solve question based on residential status.